This is Canarsie, Rockaway Parkway. The next stop on this Brooklyn-bound podcast is Last Stop on the L.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Last Stop on the L is proudly sponsored by Dulce Amore Couture, premium couture accessory line, specializing in jewelry and watches featuring the handcrafted Amore collection. Based in New York City, but not limited to, you can meet Miss Yeezy Smith on Facebook / Dulce Amore Couture or Instagram Dulce Amore Couture or visit the website dulceamorecouture.bigcartel.com.
It's your boy Juice, a.k.a. The Juice is Loose. Studio 231 is located in the beautiful and trendy Lower East Side of Manhattan with studio rates and full studio setup. If you'd like to record with me at Studio 231, you can reach me at juice-cannon.com or Twitter at juicecannon.
Yo, welcome to the Last Stop on your L. Wow. I don't even know what podcast that is. Welcome to the Last Stop on
You taking L. He's taking L's, people, already.
It's your boy Danny Ocean, DAWNYOCION. I gotta say, Quavo was cheating on Honcho Day. How you have Kaepernick on your team? That's a Super Bowl quarterback. Nah, I'd have walked off the field. Fuck you, I ain't playing this game.
Quavo wants to win. That's it.
It's your boy Chris from Highbridge. He should have threw the ball to himself and caught it. You lose two people. I hope you that quick.
It's your boy Mayhem Mike. Quavo wanted to win, bro. That's all it is.
Nah,
First of
fuck
all,
that.
can we take a moment to flame Gucci, man? Because his throwing form was basura. Okay, I wouldn't say that to his face because he might shoot me, but from the announcer booth with his bulletproof glass, yo, your form is trash, fam.
Listen, I saw him on Instagram just today. He was talking about inspiration. I can't speak ill, no man. Not on Inspiration Day.
Yo, listen, bro. He's in shape. That motherfucker got a six-pack like fucker.
He's been had that ever since What's Her Face got him on it.
I didn't. First of all, I don't be looking at dudes with their shirt off like that. So
Come on, son. This
First of all, Gucci is now always with his shirt off. Like, that's how you just move through life now.
I don't even see
like
Gucci
we'd be surprised if he has on a shirt. Sure, this is Gucci.
He just standing there talking about health and shit in front of a pool. I'm like, oh, so you just doing the whole best life movement? Like,
Financial health.
First of all, we have to give him credit because he did the most Negro move possible. He got that six-pack in jail.
Yes.
But then he came out and kept it. So shout out to him. Because usually people come out and they're like, shit, I got to fight my way to the yard anymore. I want to eat these 6 Big Macs. Try and stop me. Shit.
Yeah, that shit is definitely goals, bro.
Speaking of Gucci, shout out to Waka Flocka, who got married recently.
Yeah.
And
shout
I saw,
out to the Flockers.
Yo, wow. Listen. We have come a long way in music, my brothers.
Bow.
Waka Flocka Flame is a vegan married man who is a voluntary stepfather. How many rap songs been made about, oh, you a sucker for raising somebody else's kid? Now Waka is a proud stepdad, vegan, out here loving his girl, fighting rumors of infidelity when songs used to be about being infidel.
Black men don't cheat.
Facts.
Join the movement.
Oh my god, yo, I love when artists grow, but sometimes I just gotta think back of the old days and be like, this shit's crazy, dog. Like you saw Styles P take his mom to Africa.
Yes. Son.
Yes. It was dope.
45 years. She said she hadn't been back to South Africa 45 years.
You could see she with the smoke though. In the cabin, he was like, "You see where I get my revolutionary shit from?" She ain't been back home in 45 years, but still had a comment like, "It ain't where I thought it should be, but I'm glad to be back home." Some things still have to change. I was like, "Oh shit."
Shade.
Speaking of code, we ain't got rid of them yet.
Pow, pow.
Speaking of them, what's up with us?
So y'all all saw us, right?
Yes, did we?
Wait, hold up. For those listening, this has to be a spoiler review. If you didn't see it, our technician's gonna let you know when you skip to, but expect spoilers.
Skip right here. Stop listening. Right here.
Right now, nigga.
Yeah, we saw that shit. What, the second day it was out?
Saturday, yeah, bro.
I saw it, I want to say the third day it was out. So, first of all, y'all go first.
That's
Because
how
I know
monu-
I got the controversial opinion.
That's
on
how
this one.
monumental this movie is. When niggas talk about when you saw it, like I'm surprised we don't have our ticket stubs.
Yeah,
Remember the time?
I really wanted to contribute to that first day sale.
Listen. Jordan Peele's that dude moving forward. That's
Facts.
Just that Spike Lee energy. Like, I don't know what it's like to be in the 80s. I just know that if I was there, I'm seeing Do the Right Thing opening weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing School Days opening weekend.
Facts.
Okay?
Low down dirty shame.
Ooh, okay.
I'm seeing
Crooklyn.
Malcolm. First of all, I would have dressed up to go see Malcolm.
So you would have been one of the fruit of Islam?
Hell no, I would have had the Black Panther, just like the bullet. Like, that's just like, brought my own wicker chair. I brought my own chair.
Sir, you paid for your chair. I brought my own chair.
Sit with the peasantry.
I'd probably be in a suit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some black and white suit, straight up. Maybe all black.
The theater might be needed. I need to go to Harlem though, so I can get a bean pie on the way in. Really appreciate the experience.
They're not gonna allow you food into the movie theater.
I wish they would stop me. I brought this wicked child beef with it.
First of all, only because we were on 23rd Street did you not see people bring. Well, no, I take that back. Sage and I brought in our own food, so. It was
Know yourself.
It was a matinee. I had to realize what the hell I was about to throw her under the bus. I did it too. But it was gluten free, so I blended it with the environment. It was gluten free. Okay?
Anyway,
I love the personal growth right now. We're sneaking health food in this bitch. Fuck your popcorn.
nigga, I had a carrot.
Low cholesterol.
Oh my god.
I hate you. Yo, this movie was dopey dope. A lot of people are missing the point. They don't see the horror within it, which is dope because I see you on your privilege horse. That's cool. Wait till you come down. I thought this shit was dope from beginning to end. Chris.
Fire. Absolute fire. I took so much away from that movie. I have to see it at least 2 or 3 more times to even catch the things that I know I missed.
We had a deep conversation because on the way back when I was driving them to their destination, we were talking about the religious aspect of it with like the names, where every name was from religious text, and I was like, I'm just like, what? Anyway, but Chris was like, let me school you, brother.
Yeah, all them years of Catholic school and indoctrination, bro. Had to live up to my name in that moment. I was like, let me learn you. It had something to do with the rapture.
Yo, he brought out some tablets in my car. I was like, where the fuck you brought that shit from?
Got the 10 Commandments in my back pocket, bro. Don't fuck around.
I respect that.
But yeah, it was so many layers to unpack. But like literally, I stopped enjoying it about maybe 25 minutes in.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about the movie as I was watching it, trying to process shit.
I don't know if Jordan's gonna appreciate that. He's like, what the fuck, son?
Nah,
but it's deeply layered. I think he'd appreciate it more. I think he'd appreciate it. You still enjoyed the movie, nonetheless.
I want you to think on the second viewing to get that box office.
Oh, got you.
It wasn't sheer enjoyment after a certain point. I was like, what is he trying to tell us? I turned into Dawson, bro. I had to psychologically unpack this movie as it was unfolding in front of me.
This shit sound like a Kendrick album. So like,
Section 80.
Like, what am I actually listening to?
Facts,
I gotta
bro.
play this shit backwards.
Actually, yeah, that may actually work.
Bruh.
Now that I think about it, the movie was dope. Like, okay, first of all, let's call out Lupita Nyong'o. She did a great job. I hope she gets all the awards.
Yeah.
All the awards. And I still stand by. I don't know who that little girl that played young Lupita's character, but she also needs something too. Because she was menacing as well.
Facts.
Yeah. She was,
and she didn't say words. It was all in the face.
All in the face. You know, so
that was sheer acting.
And that's not to like exclude Lupita from the other actors and actresses that were there. They did their thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just that Lupita played a double role, and it was convincing both times.
Like, you really forgot that it was the same person at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when on the blackboard, I was like, "Is this a stand-in?" But it was her.
I enjoyed Us, but I didn't love Us. So it had a lot of parts that I loved. Particularly, my favorite character is Winston Duke. Okay. Listen. When he was in the boat and they were hating on him, I was in the theater saying, "They don't see the Vision King." But I loved so many parts of the movie. Like everybody else, I went home and went down that rabbit hole, figure out what the fuck's going on, because there's a lot of shit happening in front of my eyes.
Now I'm standing up.
At the end, I didn't feel fulfilled in the way the movie came together at the end. Like the twist, holy shit, I gotta give out Jordan Peele credit.
Yes.
Because like 75% of the way in, I guessed the twist.
Yeah.
But he talked me out of it.
Right.
He talked me out of it. I was just like, nah, I'm leaping too far ahead. Like, nah, you wild. But at the end, I'm like, fuck you.
Just when you thought you had me.
I'm literally in the movie theater and I figured that shit out. And I had to, they saw me sit up. I was like, no.
Yeah, like you saw the light bulb come in and he sat up completely and on the edge of his seats. Mind you, we had automatic reclinable seats.
Yeah.
We were comfy.
He sat that shit all the way up into an upright position like he's about to depart.
I don't know if it's 50 or 60%, but it was around the time when Kitty died.
I saw that movie in the black movie theater. I love it. I don't regret a moment of that. Okay,
those are hit or misses. Let's be real.
I wish that would have happened because I saw somebody on Instagram say that part when she was when Lupita was talking to Winston.
Yeah,
and she was like, "You're not making the decisions anymore." And everybody was quiet, and some black woman was like, "Period." And everybody started laughing. Was like, "Yeah, that's a cultural
thing."
You don't understand.
Every man in there was just
the theater died when the key started opening the door, and Lupita said, "Hi, the key," and Winston Duke was like, "What kind of white people shit?"
Facts.
The whole theater was just like, "Yeah, what the fuck? Why would you have the key out there?" Oh my god! Listen,
I was sitting next to Mayhem when when she was killing the twins, doppelgangers, and she closed the doors as she was walking through.
Facts. Speak on
and
it,
me
bro.
and Mike were like, "Bruh, thank you. You're not supposed to leave any stone unturned. Close that goddamn door. You hear something crack, you turn around and crack that fucking skull, right?"
What she did in that bathroom, she caught.
Yo, that whole little scene with the family arguing by the car.
Okay,
that's a real family convo.
That's a fact.
That shit pops up in the most unnecessary
I'm
places.
driving. I got the most kills.
I don't need to be having this convo right now. Like, what y'all doing?
His leg is bumming. I got the most kills. No, you didn't. I had to kill your kill. What? But don't front. She been trying to drive that car, any car, that whole summer. And Winston was like, "Well, it's my rival's car anyway. I don't care." He out here trying to outshine me.
Facts. Son. Shout out to the whole family though. They were living lovely summer house.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about that. I'm sorry. What?
That summer house was not Ophelia, traitorous bitch, but I feel her.
I would still like to say that when the trailer dropped, one tweet was still true. Like, you never have to ask somebody if they went to Howard. They're just going to tell you.
Facts. Howard people have all the shirts, all the sweaters. I don't know if they make sweats. Like full sweats.
It's down to the socks, bro.
Okay.
They might have aglets.
Somewhere in their house. It's going to come up in a conversation. Ain't got shit to do with nothing.
I will not doubt if somebody who's listening to the podcast is from Howard, doesn't have like their shirt or whatever encased. You know,
if we have a Howard listener, when we said Howard the first time, that person just said, "Hey, you."
And somebody's going to respond somewhere in the ethos. You know.
Facts. It was a great movie, man. I mean, I love the double meanings. I love, so we had such a great time picking it up. And it's funny because it blew up on, I don't know if you guys watched it on the internet, on YouTube.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So many people are trying to dissect it. Right now they're trying to say like Jason's a tether. I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
First of all, I believe, I can't remember what the condition, I should have looked this up before the show, but there's a condition for kids who don't necessarily talk before a certain age that they have to go through learned behavior and therapy and all this other stuff, and as well as covering their faces, right? That's a thing. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing I remember because my stepmother used to have a daycare, and I kind of like pick certain things from her, you know? They're saying that he's a tethered, and they believe that when supposedly the thing that happened last year, he was switched out. I'm like, that's dope, except there's the plot. I mean, granted, this movie does have some plot holes. Nobody started coming out, the tethering started coming out until that guy who held the Jeremiah song, which was on that day. And I felt like he was the test.
Blood tripping.
Right. He was like the test to see if it could happen. Otherwise, it was just Lupita's character, Red and Adelaide, who could go through the portal. You understand? It doesn't make sense purposely because then if you think about it, why at the end, why would he look at his mom like you're a tethered? Like he had that look like, oh, you might be a tethered. Since Lupita's character Red or Adelaide, if you will, they knew they were tethered from like since they were born. You understand? She knew she was a tethered from since she was young. So it's just like they have that. Like he would know. So, but aside from that, the movie, like all these little things that they're trying to like pick apart. I hope he doesn't put a part 2 to this, honestly, because it's good where it stands. Yeah, it honestly is good where it stands.
There's no sequel coming to this. He's just like, oh, y'all want to know what happens at the end? Tough shit, nigga.
I did see somebody post a theory that the one connection between Get Out and this is, at the beginning of Get Out, when the dude was walking down the neighborhood and the homeboy snatched him up and was throwing him in the back of the car.
Yeah,
he was playing Run Rabbit Run. And us rabbits all over the place, but the family that did the experiment that was successful in Get Out, they were the ones that were doing the initial experiment for the government down there. And that's the failed side of it. And when they perfected it is when Get Out came out.
Oh, so you think it exists in the same universe?
Yeah, so this is technically the prequel in the same universe, but that's the failed experiment that was going on way before they actually perfected it and able to get it to where the point was in Get Out. So
supposedly the serial and Get Out is present in thing in Us as well, and at Kitty's house, Kitty and whatever that guy's name, I can't remember his
douchebag.
I gotta shout out Jordan Peele for dropping little subtle references to previous works that gave you clues on where this movie was going, but niggas would pay attention to that, myself included. I was like, oh, this shit's going over my head. I'm just trying to figure out, y'all really one gloving it like MJ?
Yeah.
Like this whole...
Yeah, it's a thriller. They paid homage to Thriller.
But specifically, the White Rabbit is from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, down
when
the
Alice
rabbit hole.
goes, yes.
Down the rabbit hole.
And if you notice, the Adelaide when she was young, her plush toy was the White Rabbit.
Right.
Like, that was what got cut. Like, kind of like, you know, the rabbit is the one that leads Alice into this ridiculous bizarro world that she's through. It got cut, and one of the first things that Adelaide sees when she goes back to the underworld is a white rabbit greeting her at the door. So it's just like little
things.
Even when we were talking in the car after we watched the movie, I was like, bro, what's this man's thought process? Like, how many levels deep are you running with this? Are you just fucking with us, or is this all intentional? Is this like you? But then the funny shit I saw also was is people were saying, what if he's slowly, like, subliminally trying to send black people a message to get out the U.S.?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I was like,
where would we go?
Bruh, I don't know. Listen, Wakanda.
If we build it, yeah.
Nah,
Akon's working on some shit.
But it was larger commentary as us as a society and us as a country, because like, this one wasn't so much about race. I kind of viewed it as a conversation about class, right?
Exactly.
Because all the people that we saw featured were well-to-do, like black or white. They had achieved a lot. They had, like, you know, all the requirements. You had the college degrees, you had the homes, you had the physical stuff, right? And then the people that they were tethered to, whose lives were bothered by anything that they did, had none of that. They had no lives, they had no direction, they had no access. They were struggling on the margins. And even, like, after figuring out that they existed, the only way that they got paid attention to was by acts of violence.
Right.
Like that's how it got them noticed, right? It wasn't that they existed, they got discovered. It's not like
they were surviving.
Yeah, they're surviving. Right. What got people to notice them was acts of violence. And then people like at the end of Hands Across America, I'm like, that makes sense because if you're like, Adelaide, she was like, what, 4 when she saw that shit?
There's supposedly from like 6 to 8. We don't know. They don't tell us the age in the movie.
So whatever age she was, she just saw that
us.
shit on TV, right? So that's her organizing factor. And if you know anything about Hands Across America, it didn't do what it was intended. It was supposed to raise money for the homeless and this like act of
86.
wasting time as far as I was concerned, but it didn't do that. And just like that in the movie, it was the organizing principle of everybody rising above, but at the end, you're still left with the same feeling of like, what's the point of this?
Right.
There's no... So, like, that's a moment of, like, her being a child and not thinking things through. But also, when you lead revolutions like that, this is my interpretation, when you lead revolution like that, like, the violence is the easy part. It's the next step. That's like, no one ever has a conversation about,
okay,
like...
now what?
Yeah, like, okay, the power's been overthrown, brother. The post office on fire. What we gonna do now? The post office on fire? Like...
I'm expecting a message. It's funny because I wrote down like some ending scenarios that might have happened. The first one is like pretty much the tether gets routed up and they get on reservations to live. So it's kind of like the same thing that happened before, but not everybody's aware of it. I immediately thought of the Native Americans that this happens to. The second thing too is they all get eradicated. They all get killed because they organize a great coup in a sense, but they can't continue the war. So they won this battle, but they can't prolong the war. Like, we have helicopters with guns on them. You understand? You gonna come after me with scissors? You're not gonna win this. But my whole thing is, how far will it go? So now, like, Jason and Zora are children of a tethered. Are they gonna come after them too? And then what's to stop the line? Because they're half tethered, half humans, technically. And I hate saying that, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, so you're half. Are they going to kill them as well? And then what stops the witch hunt? Because this always starts with one. What stops the witch hunt from going further? And those are my two scenarios.
Interesting. I didn't even go that far with it.
I spent a lot of time on it.
What was your, like, down the rabbit hole moment?
That whole thing with the Christianity aspect of it, bro.
Oh, the Jeremiah 11:11?
Yeah, and then like everything that was just like, it's the Messiah complex, the Antichrist, the rapture with the good people getting left behind, and like all the lost souls that basically have to work their way up to heaven because they've been down there suffering for God knows how long, and it's generations of people. Like people done lived, died, got murdered. Like I started thinking like, all right, so if somebody gets a tattoo, how the hell does somebody that's tethered get a tattoo? She had to cut her own baby out of her.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, people are having sex, people are gang banging and stabbing each other. Like, so random acts of violence are happening in Tethers, and there's millions of them down there. Is this the only place that this happens? Well, is that the one pocket where it was at? Because that was just Santa Cruz.
Oh, no, it's along across the United States. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We just saw that one spot. Where else did it happen at? Is this like a whole U.S. thing? Because it was only happening in the U.S.
I think that's why. Yeah, it's true. I think that's why it took her 30 years to orchestrate this.
So it was really weird. But that Christianity aspect of it, bro. Like when we started looking up the names and the backstories and stuff, like it got way too deep. I was like, okay.
No, exactly. Because all the names of the tethered kids, like Pluto,
Umbria.
Damn, it's not Greek. It's Roman because it's the Roman version of the Greek god of the underworld, and that's who he was. Because I remember it's like my ignorant American ass was like the Disney dog, like Goofy dog. It was like, no, you uncultured swine.
But like that was crazy. It was basically the Antichrist, bro. Like that's one of the views that I got from was just the whole rapture playing out, the Antichrist coming up and thinking he's starting up a whole revolution against like the good people.
Yeah.
But the good people are the first ones that goes because they're innocent. They don't see all this shit coming, so it's like, all right, fine. But then all the assholes get left behind. Yeah. And then all this other stuff starts happening. I was like, damn, all right, I got to check out Revelations again because this is getting kind of crazy.
My down the hole moment was definitely when they showed the escalator, and I realized that's a portal. That's a metaphorical portal. You understand? Because anybody can run up and down the escalator, especially with the part on the side of it that's slippery. You can run up that. But then it's just like how are they created? For how does it affect it? Why was Jason able to control his copy? If he was a tethered, then it wouldn't make sense that he was able to control it normal, whatever. And then the fight scene between Red and Adelaide, like how did that work? You know what I'm saying? But it all comes back to them on the beats and everything. I was just like the whole tethering process and where did he come from here afterwards? That's what was like my down the hole. Like I still enjoyed the movie, but I was like, whoa! I spent some time on this.
I like the whole. Some of them are just like glaringly obvious. like Adelaide, when she was young, she went into a fun house, a hall of mirrors, and the sign above it just said "Find yourself." Right? And it's like, if you think about that, it's a hall of fucking mirrors. Like, you're not supposed to find yourself. Like, you're supposed to find your way out of that. And that's where everybody emerges. Like, that mission to find yourself is where everybody emerges from. That's where the portal is.
But then also, when we were talking about it right after, because we literally had to hold the whole conversation until we got to the car. Mike was like, save it to the car, save it to the car, save it to the car.
No, we had the same thing when I'm with my friends. We just went to go eat and just talked about this movie for a fucking hour.
So facts. When she went into the fun house, she saw, like, one of the first things that popped out at her besides the reflection of herself or whatever was an owl.
Yeah.
Owl represents knowledge. But when she came back in as the tethered, as an adult, the first thing she did was break the owl.
By when she remembered it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then it's like the knowledge of self. She really doesn't want to find out the knowledge of self because she knows what the hell is down there. So she's trying to destroy that from happening.
Unpopular opinion, I want to say, Adelaide, who is the tether, because I'm going to refer to as the human as Red now.
Yeah.
Adelaide was selfish. Adelaide was definitely selfish, where she didn't, like, the way she held her kids when danger was around. It's not the fact that she was worried about her dying. She didn't want to go back.
Yep.
She didn't want to go back because she thought at first that's what was going to happen. Like, they were going to go back to put it back where the tethered was at. She held her kids in front of her. No mother I know of has kids that are in danger. Like, here, these two first. You know what I'm saying? They're normally in front facing the danger. And then that's why she also told Gabe to shut up. When he was like, I got a car, I got this, and she's like, shut up. Not because she knew that things were going to happen, because she didn't want Red to expose what she did.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a weird movie because when you think about the morality of it, like, Adelaide's not a hero. She's the villain of this.
Yep.
Right?
Technically.
But she does things to protect her family, which we're supposed to view as heroic, but she stole her family. Like, every scenario involving her life, she literally stole. And it's funny because it's back to the classism, right? Like, you stole this opportunity. These people are getting their vengeance upon you, particularly Red, whose life you literally stole, but you're still being cast in the light of a victim. It's like when rich people do some fucked up shit to some poor person and they rise up and the media portrays you in the light of the victim. Even though you're the one stealing the money, you're the one that initiated the acts of violence, you're the one perpetrating the oppression, but you're the victim in the scenario somehow. Right. Like,
to add to what you're saying, being an act of selfishness, when Red came, she was like, you could have just took me with you.
Right.
Bruh.
That's one of the things I harp on.
Spread it around. Just like, what the fuck?
That's one of the things I harp on because, like, it was there. It was kind of like snuck in. She's like, I thought about you for years after you left. Why couldn't you take me with? I was like, yo, he thought about that.
But then
that's literally classism. Like,
but then that's the craziest. But that's the craziest part too. Like, being that if you just took away the U.S. part of it, and he was just specifically speaking to black people subliminally. You always leave the hood. You don't take anybody with you. You figure you got to run from us. You don't want to be around poor people. You want to be around energy like that and all that other stuff. You could have just took me with you, bro. You don't have to leave me here to suffer through all this shit. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know where this dude was stopping with his messages, son. I have to watch this several times. Like, he was really throwing some life lessons in there, bro.
I think ultimately, I forgot where I heard this from. He just wanted to show us that in that instance, they're all victims. They're all victims because you think about Adelaide's family. Forget her, but Adelaide's family didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kitty's family didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So it says they're victim of circumstance, and then actually the tethered are victims from what the government's done. You understand? It's like they have no say with all. I'm still thinking that the government is still taking care of them some way, somehow, because that whole place was clean. Like, any shot of the actual tethered housing or whatever you want to call it was always clean. Mind you, they had rabbits. And I've had rabbits before. Rabbits crap on everything really quickly. Clean. Clean. Everything was clean and organized. Even before she started the revolution. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo, this movie had a lot.
Thank you, Jordan.
No, seriously, thank you.
This shit's going to make me... I'm going to chew on this for years, bro. Until the next movie.
Because technically, if you think about it, right? Adelaide didn't know that she was special until she was at the festival, the park that night when she got kidnapped, right? And then she didn't know she could leave where she was at until she started dancing. when she said she peaked at 14 when she was doing that dance performance, not a recital, the performance, and that's when she realized she had that power, and then that's when the tether was like, "You're different, lead us."
Yeah,
but the movie has so much messages that kind of like flies past, flies under us.
Damn,
Listen,
son.
I'm here for his next film, whatever the fuck that is.
Facts.
I don't really care.
Facts.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, he's going down in history.
Facts. Just 2 movies, man.
And the shit he's producing is also game changing because like Spike Lee won his first Oscar for was it Best Original Screenplay for Black
Yeah, I
Klansman?
think so.
He produced that.
Yeah.
That was the movie. He brought that to Spike Lee. He's like, yo, I got this crazy idea. I think you'd be great for it. He also told the story of when he first met Spike and how Spike shitted on him.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I saw that one.
It'd be like that.
don't beat your heroes, kids.
Facts.
It's not going to go the way you think.
Oh, and shout out to all the people that were upset when he said he has no intention on casting a white male lead.
I was looking for that.
Because that movie's been done before. And he right, though. Because, like, if this movie would have been cast with Elizabeth Moss. Is Elizabeth Moss? The chick from West Wing. I don't remember her name. The white lady that got killed. She and her husband would have been the main characters. And Winston Duke and Lupita, they would have been like the black family friends, right? That movie doesn't have the same impact.
Nope.
Because it's a trope at this point. It's been done so much. There's no new angle to explore. And also, I remember the people of the white purity crowd. They said online that the colored should stop complaining about all these movies.
Oh.
Right? That cast white people and make their own. Isn't that what he's doing?
Hold on. Tax that ass. You and your
Ain't
feelings
that what
now.
he's doing? Like, why are you tight? You mad?
We
Tim
don't believe
Burton,
you.
I got the meme. Tim Burton came out and said the black people don't fit with the aesthetic of his films. Remember when Woody Allen said he would never cast a black actor unless it was required? Ridley Scott once said he wouldn't ever be able to get approval to mount a major motion picture or even receive financing to make a film starring someone named Muhammad so and so from such and such.
Listen, I need all those POC people to keep that energy, right? Like the dude that did Crazy Rich Asians, if he came out and be like, I'm only banging with Asian Americans moving forward, I'm going to be like, you're damn right.
Facts.
Like, what the fuck?
Make it happen, Captain.
We here for it either way.
You know why? Because it's like, you're going to be the person that gets to tell stories that otherwise people would pass up on.
Yep.
And why not use this platform while the light's shining on you to tell stories that people literally said out loud they're not going to do? Like, I don't understand. Yep. I know people are like, oh, if the reverse was racist. Yes, the reverse was racist because you were the only option.
Yep.
That was the only way we're getting on film. Now it's a scenario of like, if you're a white actor, there are not suddenly less roles for you, by the way. FYI. Jordan Peele doing this, that's 2 leading roles a year? Shut the fuck up. Like,
we don't believe you. You need more people. Get the fuck out your feelings.
Facts.
And just sit down and enjoy the story. Because we have to watch this shit since Hollywood began.
Oh my God, they were having this conversation on this podcast I listened to, and it was a Muslim woman from the United Kingdom, and she said, you know what's weird? She's like, as a Somali living in the UK, I've watched TV shows my whole life with white leading actors and been able to relate to their experiences and struggles without issue. Some of my favorite shows have like all white cast. I have no issue with that. But the minute you do the reverse, all of a sudden we're not relatable. Like, why can't you see the humanity in me the same way I've been required to do in you?
They would have to see you as human.
Right.
Like, because think about it. Me and Mike joke about how we love Friends, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the whitest shows on television.
Yeah,
like,
that's straight one to best.
like, straight white. And people like, oh, you can't do a similar show like that. The majority of Blackish's audience isn't black. How about that? It's one of the blackest shows on television. The majority of the audience is even black. Like, yo, if you make a good story, people will watch. I just guess that, now that the melanin is being proud about the melanin, there's issues again.
How dare you like who you are and put it on TV for us to watch and make money while doing it? The audacity. It's supposed to be the poor teacher.
And bring
out
up Friends, even though they took for living single. But bring up Friends. How dare you?
We're not going to go there.
Oh, we're not going to go there?
No, but it's true, though.
Just listening to this.
By the way, I love both of those shows. Okay? Shout to my homie Overton. Okay?
And Kyle.
Yo, Kyle. Kyle and Max.
Yes.
That was a long game, man. Y'all just need to smash.
That was just a straight
one.
It was a sapiosexual relationship, bro.
Facts.
You had to get all in between them ears before you get in between them legs like that.
You're right. All right, we're gonna move on from us until the next Jordan Peele movie. Then we're gonna go right back to that. I got On My Block premiered on Netflix this week. If you've never seen it, I fucking love the show. Highly recommend it. It's about 4 friends growing up in LA. Black kid, the black male teen, black female teen, and 2 Mexican kids. And I'm saying it like that on purpose because it's a tale about 4 teenagers living in the hood, but the arc of the show isn't hood shit. Like, the hood is a backdrop for, like, classic teen adventures that only white people were apparently allowed to have.
Right.
Like, in the first season, the black kid's on a treasure hunt. The black female and I can't remember the character names. That's why I'm saying it like this. The black female and one of the Latino male leads were in a relationship, so it's about that. The other Latino male is trying to find his place amongst the ladies, essentially. Mm-hmm. So it's like they're having that experiences while hood shit's happening. And I love that dichotomy because it doesn't turn into like that after school special.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we gotta stop the gang violence, yo. Like,
the DARE program.
Up, kids.
Like, I went to a gang-infested high school and niggas still play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the morning. Like, that didn't...
Facts.
Like, they existed in the same space, bro.
Facts.
The gang members over there talking about some crazy shit they did last night and niggas is yelling Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, what the...
We just couldn't play that at lunchtime.
Niggas was in a gang. I was in a gang-affiliated high school, and at the middle of the day, we went to mass.
Like, people assume that, like, it has to be one thing all the time. I don't understand that at all. But anyway, check that show out. Season 2 is out now. Shout to Issa Rae on her cover, her Essence. Did y'all see the pictures?
Yes,
I saw the pictures.
I scrolled through that.
Ooh, I'm sure
she was
Instagram
killing
now.
that.
What is her skin regimen? Okay, is that just the
Black on
Senegalese? Like, if that's just genetics, that's unfair. I got a whole mixture going on in me. Okay, I can't opt in and out of that. Okay, that's just genetic.
It's one good D in your life. That's part of the regimen.
Ooh, she killing it.
Oh my god!
There's gotta be some lemon water. There's gotta be some cocoa butter.
I gotta shout out.
Gotta be sage
Issa,
in the house.
and I gotta shout out Lil Peter because they have shown our dark skinned sisters brighten those colors. Because on your skin tone, it looks magnificent.
But we knew that.
And there's some, we did. But remember, we used to get clowned for that.
Yeah.
Because when we were dark, listen, if you were a dark skinned person, grew up in the hood in America, you wearing bright colors. They'd be like, wow, look at homie over there with the bright colors, yada, yada. So
Or you had to be Jamaican.
Yeah, yeah. But now everyone's just like, nah, we did bright colors because it looks good, brother.
Been doing bright colors. You just didn't know about it.
Shit. So shout out to Issa Rae in the cover. Shout out to Essence for supporting folks. Yesterday was the NAACP Image Awards. We coming for ours, by the way. I don't know if y'all have a podcast category. If y'all do, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Facts.
Who y'all giving it to? Joe Budden podcast? Like, 1/3 of them ain't even black. Come on.
Joey barely making it.
I don't know.
Rap Radar?
He's been canceled since
Come
the
on,
later
man.
comments. He's been canceled, though.
But the NAACP Image Awards was interesting because everyone lined up to meet Jay-Z and Beyonce. That must be awkward as shit. Like, when you're that famous that, like, you walk into a room and the room becomes about you. Like, can I just sit here and watch this shit?
She damn near got Mike status, bro.
Damn near.
Got Mike status. You can make grown-ass people pass out.
Shit.
You're a celebrity to celebrities?
Son.
That's a little bit addicting, too. Like, on some really, like, I go somewhere like, oh, yeah, it's me. But I'd be upset if nobody noticed me. Come on, son. I'm just saying. I'm here at this car wash and nobody know who I am. What?
Will Smith talked about that. He's like, yeah, sometimes it's good to be noticed, man. Like, he had no money one time and he was at a gas station, and he needed to, like, he had no money and he wanted to pay for it. He forgot his wallet at home. So he just kind of like wind down the window, was like stared at this guy. The guy looked at him, he's like, huh? Will Smith, hey!
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're good, Will. Don't worry about it. Like, yes.
I was about to say I'd come back and pay. Nah, I wouldn't.
You know you wouldn't. Even if you had it, you still probably try to get away with that shit.
I would like to encourage...
You mind refilling these gas cans in my back too?
I would like to encourage all people of color, Latinos, blacks, Asians, Pacific Islanders, Samoans, Native Americans, whoever falls into this category, to support institutions that support you.
That's
Because as we push for more inclusion in mainstream institutions, don't forget about those places that loved you before it became cool to love you. So those are the Image Awards. Those are like, I think there's like a Latino version of that. I don't know what the name is off the top of my head. But attend those shows with the same energy you give to the mainstream shit. Because the minute you do something the minute you pull a Jussie,
they're going to take a wood you.
Dude, the minute you pull a Jussie and you like, I would never pull a Jussie. Nigga, Jussie didn't know he was going to pull a Jussie, okay?
Until that moment came.
First of all, I don't think Jussie, while that moment was happening, knew he was pulling a Jussie. That nigga was coked out.
I don't know, son. I think he's just not good at masterminding.
You know
it probably sounded good on paper.
Yo, the part that had me weird was like, why you walk around with a noose on your neck? Like, if somebody thought put a noose on my neck, my first instinct is like, fuck this. But he's just like, nah, they got me, fam. Look.
yeah, I remember that interview.
What the fuck?
That's the one nigga that run to the hood all jumped and fucked up. Be like, yo, these niggas jumped me. We can tell. You ain't want to clean yourself up before you came.
Just like a little bit, though. Like,
you want to wipe that blood off your nose?
Like he ran by your house on the way here. Like, I don't understand.
You live over there, fam. Go that way.
Nigga walk by the hospital, the urgent care, all that shit.
Yo, but real talk, support institutions that supported you. So let's talk about some upcoming stuff. Did y'all see the trailer for Dora the Explorer?
Yes.
Who the fuck greenlit this shit? Okay, I understand Disney's doing live action versions of the classics.
Okay.
Nickelodeon, we don't need to go down this route. Okay, not all that shit's gonna translate real. Could you imagine a real life version of Rocko's Modern Life? That's just gonna get weird, bruh.
You say real life, you mean 3D. They already made Detective...
Or real life Ren and Stimpy?
They already made
Jesus.
Detective Pikachu, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, but everybody's been looking forward to that.
Because that looks so ridiculous. It looks so dumb. Mike, I can't lie. It looks too dumb. I gotta see it.
It looks
so
funny.
dumb.
I'm not gonna lie, but
so dumb.
I'm just saying the concept. Listen, ever since I think it was Beauty and the Beast came, 3D, everybody was like, "Oh, Dumbo, fuck Dumbo." Okay, I don't fuck Dumbo. No, seriously, fuck Dumbo. They want to do Lion King. Don't include Be Prepared. I don't know who these people are. That's like when they included Morning Report, when they relaunched the shit, whatever. It don't matter. All I'm saying is Dora the Explorer, nobody's really looking forward to it, but I give props to Nickelodeon to saying, I'm in this game too.
You mean Nick Cannon?
Whatever. He trying to get his. The next movie's going to be Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps is like 3 movies in. Goosebumps is 3 movies in.
Goosebumps is 3 movies in.
I wouldn't mind the live action version of Doug. I fucking love Doug.
Skeeter's black. He's black for sure.
Hold up, Patty Mayonnaise is also biracial. I'm just saying.
Agreed.
Because her hair texture was just all over the place. We need to figure that. Like, were you curling? Like, what was happening up there? Like,
It's blonde with curls, but your face is orange.
She's from the Middle East, bro.
Sounds biracial to me.
and Roger definitely voted for Trump. I'm just putting that out there.
Yo,
He looked like he had a MAGA hat.
Dead ass voted for Trump.
that motherfucker.
Actually,
he got a Proud Boy tattoo
To be
right
fair-
now.
Yeah, son.
To be fair, I think he actually had a red hat in the series. Real talk.
I don't remember that. I just had red hair.
Nah, I'm gonna look that up right now.
Because he was definitely a trailer park kid until they found oil and he blew up. and he started acting like a trailer park kid with money. Like, I mean, there's no other way to phrase that.
He made it off of 8 Mile.
Yo, 1,000%. Showing up with a brand new pickup of truck nuts.
I just explaining that shit to Sage's aunt the other day.
That shit's so dumb.
We were on the fucking highway and somebody had some truck nuts. I was like, oh, that's some bullshit.
The caucasity.
Son.
Yo, listen. Tomb Raiders have been inconsistent movies, so I don't know if Dora the Explorer Tomb Raider is the best way to go about this, but who the fuck am I? I've never produced a movie. I've only not seen the bad ones. That's all I've done.
I was just watching the most recent Tomb Raider movie. I was not a fan.
It's not good.
It was meh. It was real meh.
It's not good.
Oh, yeah, you did that to yourself. Nah, you're better off playing the game. The game's better.
I know.
Yeah.
I tried to tell that to Sage. She wasn't having it.
Let's see. Also, Apple had a big announcement.
He had a blue hat with an orange brim.
Apple Plus is coming to your screens.
Phones, smart devices.
Yeah, whatever Apple
Apple
product you got.
near you.
Yeah. And if you don't know what the fuck that is, let me explain to you. They see Amazon out here getting this bag.
Facts.
They see Netflix out here getting this bag. And
Facts.
they see Disney out here getting this ultra bag. They're like, fuck you think this is? Like,
I want the coins.
They jumping in the game, and they jumping in a big way. They signed a big deal with Oprah. First of all, Oprah is worth billions of dollars, okay? So you have to understand the type of crazy check you need to write Oprah for her to say, I'm only going to make shit for your platform. Think about that.
Yeah.
Like she already got a couple billion. Like, what you going to do? Throw 10 million?
And a
Bitch,
network
what I look
popping.
like what I look like. Like,
Add a couple of zeros on that.
yeah. And their Apple is just like, Oprah, we got $100 billion in cash. Okay, don't talk to us like this.
Oh.
Like, don't talk to me like this.
We are the collective.
So they threw her a bag. They threw Steven Spielberg a bag. I don't even know what he's been up to recently. I'm not even trying to hate on him. The man's a legend. He can just go home and not do anything. But like, he's just like, I don't even know if I want to make movies anymore. There's an agent called, listen, nigga, I don't know who you've been talking to, but Tim Cook just told me a crazy number. Crazy. And they're like, how crazy? Remember when you sold DreamWorks SKG? Yeah, fuck that check. We about to get real money.
About to make another ET classic.
So they haven't announced their movies, but I think they're going to be pretty aggressive in their rollout. I don't know what that means for, like, again, it's just the streaming wars are getting a little ridiculous, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like, at this point, I have all three of the big ones. I have Amazon Prime. I have Netflix. I have Hulu for the moment. Do I need another one? Like Disney on the way? Like Apple on the way? Are we doing this?
They're trying to squeeze out Netflix, bro. That's what it looks like it's going to be.
But at some point, you have to be like, if this segmentation continues, there's going to be a lot of dope shit that people just don't even know exists. Like
oversaturation.
Yeah, like, for example, Handmaid's Tale. People love it.
Right.
But that's only if you have Hulu. Hulu's by far not even number 2. What is it? Number 3 at this point?
Yeah, I think 3, 4 or something.
What does that mean? People are like, yo, I got this show's doing numbers. Where? And you say the name of the app. Like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
What is that? Like, what did you just say to me? Like,
I got Roku, son. That shit popping.
HBO out here streaming. I forget about that.
Yeah.
I know.
You see, that's my point, right? Like,
HBO,
at some
Stars,
point, it's just
Encore,
like,
Showtime.
you know what's going to happen? We're going to go right back into bundles.
Cinemax?
It's going to go right back into cable bundles. It's just going to look like different. It's going to be like, instead of like having everything, you're just going to choose, I want these 3, and then just move on from that. Because that's basically what I'm doing. Like, I have cable, so, like, I get ESPN, but if I didn't have cable, that would be the last streaming service I'd have. I like sports, so I'll be like, okay, I'll get this ESPN. They're like, but you missing blah, blah, blah on NBC. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I picked one. I'm good.
NBC is free, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, I got that shit on my phone. I'll be streaming the show. I'll be watching Blacklist on my phone for free.
No. NBC Sports.
Oh, sports.
Yeah. Like, I watch soccer now, and they're the only ones with Premier League. And I'm like, I don't care that much.
fancy.
I'll watch this shit on YouTube. Fuck
You don't
y'all.
want to MLS. Fuck out of here.
First of all,
Watching the
sir,
Premier League.
I do watch MLS. Let me take a moment to say, fuck you to NYCFC. That's my team. Y'all lost 4-0 to a nigga that just got here. This was his first game in the league. He got off the bench and said, hold that. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Anyway, moving on.
New York teams be disappointed sometimes. Most times.
Speaking of which, you heard about Kristaps?
No.
So the Knicks just traded away one of the best players that they've ever had in a long time. And he, even though he's now a Dallas Maverick, my team, he's going to be coming back to New York for a few times. You know why? Rape case. NYPD said the day he got that injury that took out his season, he sexually assaulted a girl. And it's credible enough that they're probably going to bring forth charges.
What's going on? Yo.
I'm like, as a Mavericks fan, I was like, haha, we got one over in the Knicks. And I'm like, y'all niggas.
Are you serious? Bro, for what? Son, I don't understand this shit.
When you in the league, here's one thing I want to say. When
It's
you in the
power,
league,
son. It's
don't
obviously power at this
I
point.
get it. Here's what I'm looking at, right? If I was in the league right now, they're literally throwing me panties. And you know what? If I was swinging that way, they'd be throwing me draws. You know what I'm saying? But here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. Once you get caught up in that comes with you for your life. Not just the fines. It comes with you for life. And let's say if you avoid jail time, life. But then there's jail time on top of that.
Unless you pull a Kobe and you score like 30 for 40 for
Greatest
for like
alive,
20
remember.
games.
Who's playing for his life.
Yeah, he's out here. 45, innocent. 45,
innocent. What's that SNL skit? Hi, Kobe, victim. Call me victim.
I just want to make it very clear that we're not laughing at the seriousness of the charges.
Yes.
We're just saying it's interesting that his high performance coincided with the coverage of his trial. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. I want to be very clear on that. Moving on to entertainment news. As I said, the NAACP majority last night, Chris Rock flamed the shit out of Jussie Smollett. Are we allowed to crack Jussie jokes?
Yeah. Hell yeah. He made it about that.
Yeah, son, thank you. I just want to be clear
about
on that.
We on the other side of this, bro. You
I'm
already clear.
listen, first
You
of all,
a clown ass
once
nigga,
you
Jussie.
hired Nigerians to be Trump supporters, and your lawyer got on TV and said, they showed a video of one of the Nigerian guys doing the monologue from Joker.
Yeah.
And they said
And
he
they
was
say it
in
was
white
whiteface.
face, and Jussie couldn't tell. My nigga. Yo.
Joker face is not
Son,
white face.
First of all,
My man is blackety black.
First of all, if you want to talk about whiteface, that's the movie called White Chicks. That's what that looked like. If you want to go that
Dave
weird route.
Chappelle did whiteface.
Yes.
Fact.
This? Come on, son. Like, don't talk to me like I'm stupid now. Come on, son.
Yo, you did whatever
Got
you
it.
had to do to get about that shit. Fuck it.
Shout out to your
Justice
legal
for the son.
team. Woo!
Yo,
I need
agreed.
them to negotiate every deal I have.
From here forward.
Facts. I need y'all to like.
I need you to come with me to the bodega. Really? $250 for a bacon, egg, and cheese?
I'm gonna need y'all to talk to my lawyers.
Speak to John right here.
Who the fuck you think I am?
125 sounds better.
Speaking of which, I think we know somebody who might actually bring his legal team to the bodega. Tyler Perry got flamed on social media the other day because he was at a hotel and he was complaining about the price of water in the minibar. He was like, it was $9, and nigga was like, boy, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Hey, listen, goddammit. I don't give a fuck how much money I got. If water's $9, bitch, you guessed it. You thought? How the fuck you thought? Who
I haven't
you
been to
think
the
I
club in a long time. And the last time they tried to charge me $5, I was like, you know what? Give me the cubes. I'm okay.
am? That's a fact.
And there's a small bottle of water, too. It's like,
Hey, listen, bro. You don't get rich by fucking off money.
facts.
I was at a restaurant once with my peoples for one of their birthdays. I went to go buy water, and the guy behind the counter was like, you know, this is like $3. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's just like, I just need to make sure you know. Just to make sure that you're okay with that. He's like, I was like, I'm okay with that. He's like, I'm not okay with that. Fuck $3. Like, I don't buy this shit. I'm like, are you supposed to be selling me this? He said, that don't mean I think it's okay.
That's a real one.
Like, I just work here.
Like, you know that you can buy this shit. I'm like, bro, it's not that deep. Just give me a goddamn water bottle.
Facts.
Oh my God! Shout out to Janet Jackson, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That was monumental because we didn't know if this moment would have ever come after that Super Bowl incident. When people don't even realize how people went after her after that. We learned that after the the Me Too movement brought some stuff to the surface about some trash people
Trash.
who try to bury her career. And Les Moonves of CBS, who himself had to get Me Too'd out that bitch. Yeah. So shout out to her, big moment. Shout to she not black, but shout out to Stevie Nicks. She's the first woman to ever get inducted twice. First as a part of a group, then as a solo artist. Big things.
Big things.
Big man thing.
I like her speech because really quickly, Janet said you need to induct more women into the Hall of Fame.
Factual fucking statement.
Yeah, listen. Women been putting it down for a long time.
Let's point out the elephant in the room. If y'all don't put Sade in that bitch, we burning that shit down. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Sweet as taboo. Sweet.
I've never been a Sade fan, so I can't.
Wow.
She depresses the shit out of me, bro.
Wow.
This is just a day full of surprises.
Wow.
I am not ready. I'm supposed to go back to work tomorrow.
First of all, Sade is a goddamn legend. Okay.
I agree with that. I've seen the impact from my childhood up until present day. Some of the people I respect love the fuck out of Sade.
If Sade and Tony Braxton started singing, bruh, all my money, all my attention, just take it.
You know, as a kid listening to Tony, I had a weird question because when she sang that song, he wasn't man enough for me, but her voice was deep in that. I was really confused as a child.
I don't know, bro.
I was just like, she's like,
I don't
he
know,
wasn't
bro.
man enough for me.
turning
I'm
off my mic. You gonna get us flat. We're not gonna be able to get into those high rich parties because of you. Okay, the highfalutin. Oh, you don't like Tony? Too deep voice, Tony, huh?
I love Tony.
I've been fucking with Tony since day one. First
I don't
foremost.
get
So
you people.
yeah,
I was a kid that I was sad because Tyson Beckford died on that motorcycle crash, just like the rest of y'all. Like when.
So who was Sade's like equal during that run?
That's a tough question. Because she wasn't doing traditional anything. She's not like traditional R&B even for the era that she was popping
exactly. That's what I figured. But I know she was definitely like, oh shit, that's Sade. Like she had a mystique about her.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it's a challenge, like Mike versus Prince kind of deal. Like
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think
who was the
I think it was more
other
like
side of that
like
coin.
you see what I'm doing, I see what you're doing. You know, kind of like just respect.
Because she aged like motherfucking wine, bro.
You know what's weird? I learned that Sade is the name of the band. I didn't know there was a band. I was like,
you just
what?
thought she was out here touring with niggas in the background.
So Sade, so her name is Sade Adu,
Right.
but the band is Sade, and it's like that's not even her real name. Is not Sade. Her real name is like Helen Folasade Adu. But I was like, what the fuck? First of all, how do you even know you have a whole ass band present? Like,
It wasn't needed. You didn't need to know. Focus on the singer.
I haven't been this surprised since Janice said she was getting a divorce. I'm like, divorce?
When were you married? Facts.
What the fuck?
I remember that.
Oh my god. But listen, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame needs to induct more women and put some goddamn respect on hip hop's name, okay? Yeah, we the rock stars now, and fuck that, we ain't rock stars, we rap stars. Deal with it.
Rap stars and trap stars, son.
We made rock. That's all I gotta say.
What is it Jay-Z told that band Oasis? Today's gonna be the day. Flip your shit on you. Hold that.
He's super petty.
Oh, he really is. Though.
He's super petty.
Okay, we gotta talk about one of the biggest stories in music. Surviving Cardi B. Recently, some videos surfaced with Cardi B from, this is years ago, right? Or months ago? I don't know when this happened.
3 years ago, they pulled it up.
Basically talking about how things that she did to survive. As a stripper, she was basically drugging and robbing dudes, leading them back to the hotel and fleecing them, which is not the most uncommon thing. We've all heard these stories. Like I feel at some point you've heard this story
If you
from
lived in New York,
somebody.
you've heard of this.
Yeah. It's a very common occurrence. So like them ass niggas is trying to get to the stripper shows in New York. You wake up and your shit's gone.
That has to be a worldwide thing, bro.
It has to be,
Bruh.
It has to be.
When my dad noticed I
About
had
to
a
go night-night.
mustache and he noticed my armpits were smelly, he was like, let me tell you what's going to happen to you, this puberty talk. He said, let me tell you what happens when you're dealing with these women. He said, 1, strap up or else you'll never have anything that's yours. He said, 2, also strap up, and if they are in the sex, they're in the moment, make sure it's consensual, because not only will you not have anything that's yours, but you're going to jail. And not the good jail, because there is no good jail, but the bad jail. All right? He said some other things I'm not going to say here, but, bruh, I've been watching women I lay with, women I chill with, whatever. Not because I feel like all of them are out here.
You didn't want to get finessed.
In the hood, nobody wants to get finessed. If we get robbed, you get robbed. But it's harder to talk about it the older you are.
Facts.
Listen, Davies got a song called Keisha. If you ain't heard it, listen to it.
Facts.
It's the whole story of this shit minus getting drunk.
What was that
Shireen.
Kendrick record
Shireen.
with Lil Wayne?
Oh.
When they rapped about setting niggas up with women.
Oh,
It was on this last album, whatever that
Lil
was.
Wayne's last album.
I don't know what that shit was. I don't have a listen. If it ain't 06 Wayne, it ain't on my playlist.
Agreed.
But here's my issue with this. First of all, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, I'm gonna take a moral stand on people that was out here robbing niggas. I can't be support. I listen to Casanova 2X.
Mona Lisa.
I can't.
Mona
Yeah,
Lisa.
that's the name of the song. I listen to Casanova 2X. That ship is sailed. His first. Remember Casanova's first hit record?
Yes.
What was it?
You ain't gonna find me with the Glock, huh?
Yeah, you're right. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, now you think about the lyric. You're right.
Remember 50's first big hit? I catch Black Street in a back street in a black Jeep. Listen, I can't be out here taking moral stances on, I ain't gonna listen to you because he used to rob people. Here's my issue, and I mean this sincerely. The drugging part makes me really uncomfortable because it's like, if you pull out a gun on somebody, that's already fucked up. But like, okay, you take the money and leave. But the drugging part is like, you don't even know what happened. You can wake up in a daze, like kidney missing, whatever. Okay, you made these mistakes, not mistakes. You made these decisions because you thought that's how you're going to survive, right? Mm-hmm. You don't got to double down, brother. You don't got to double down on your past. This would be like if Jay-Z was like, I was morally right to sell them drugs. Fuck my hood, right? No one at this table would be like, I don't know if I can rock with you on this one, Hov. Like, it's okay to be repentant, number one. Number two, there were some responses that bothered the fuck out of me, particularly from women. When women were just like, yeah, fuck these niggas, they deserve it. I was just like, I don't know who hurt you, but that don't mean everybody hurts you. Like, we don't need to play this weird game where, like, every man that's a victim is okay because it's a man. Because when people play the reverse of that, you don't make the same argument, right?
Right.
Like, that shit. So it's like those two things. Cardi finally, like, you know, capitulated and just kind of, like, backtracks to that was whatever. But people are just kind of like, fuck that shit. You need to do all that. I'm just like, it's okay to be bothered by somebody committing crimes. That's how society works. What's wrong with you? Like, the response to that is where we have the conversation, right? Because I believe in criminal justice reform when people aren't the full summation of a few decisions.
Right.
Like, people are a combination of that, and over time, people can change. We're just talking about Waka Flocka Fling.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, out here doing veganism and being somebody's father, even though that wasn't his birth child. Like, people could change. I support that. I'm not going to hold that forever over Cardi, but, like, that doesn't mean you have to jump out the window and do these crazy things. Like, it's... And also, just for the record, when I said I had issue with this, I also realized I was lining up with some gentlemen I didn't know I want to be associated with, because some of the Twitter comments was like, yo, where these Me Too hoes at that? Where these Me Too hoes at? Keep that same energy. I'm like, I want to make it very clear. I do not agree with those gentlemen. We may be on the side of, like, we take a problem with this issue, but that is our only commonality. Thank you. Do not bunch me in with them. I don't know them. They taking their own way home. This is not an Uber pool. Thank you.
So, a lot of people are comparing her to Bill Cosby. And how, like, we were wrong to come after Bill Cosby, but not her. First of all, let me tell you something. First, Bill Cosby was drugging and raping women for years.
40 years.
Okay. And people, I remember looking at this one meme where it's like white women. It wasn't just white women, bro.
And why would that make it okay if it was? That's weird.
Yeah, let's not go into that. So then, like, Cardi B, obviously. First of all, Cardi B was a stripper. If you go to a strip club, I don't go to strip clubs like that. I'm not really a fan of strip clubs, whatever. But if you go to a strip club, you're already getting robbed. There's an entrance fee. The drinks cost an arm and a leg. They cost more than a club.
First of all, brother, we talking about New York, so everything is twice as expensive. And unlike the South, you know the food gonna be trash. In the South, you got dope restaurants in that bitch. So even if you're not out here to throw dollars, you can get a good meal.
Strip
Dry
club.
ass chicken wings.
Strip club Strip club is another casino, bro. Like, you're gonna get robbed going in, going out. And she's not robbing dudes. You gotta, like, she more than likely robbing dudes who are, like, in the VIP room. So she knows you got money, right? She takes you back, she takes your money, blah, 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 blah. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's right, it's wrong, obviously. But the dudes ain't gonna tell. Can you imagine that? Because you're gonna be like, yo, you got robbed at a strip club looking for pussy. That's what happened. You got robbed looking for pussy. And you believe that this girl who works there was gonna give you some?
It's not even about they don't want to talk about getting robbed. is if they admit they were looking for pussy.
Yes.
The pussy that they already had will have questions. I'm sorry, you were looking for what?
Yep.
You see,
I got a big cat right here.
what I meant to say was I was tricked. I was looking to
Bamboozled.
bring her to the Lord. And as I opened the Bible packages, a dust cloud arose from Psalms 238.
All of a sudden, I woke up. I realized I was late for church. Here I am.
I am the victim here.
You got caught lacking, bro.
It's so weird. And also, I need to point this out too. Because this touches on a lot of things with one thing. There are some women that hate Cardi B, which is fine. You're allowed to like and dislike whoever.
God. She is not a Latino. She's a Latina.
This as like, oh, y'all don't care what it is. You just want to get her out the box. It doesn't matter. She could have like farted in public. You'd have tried to get her out the box.
Like, oh, she trash for farting.
Like,
She's not a real woman.
It doesn't matter. You don't care about the victims, and no air quotes here, of these crimes, whether they were felt victimized or not. You don't care. Like it's not about the incident. It's
a way
about
for you
the
to
person.
get your kicks off.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the
But I have to
vehicle for
like
it.
somehow take you serious. The fuck out of here. Like, oh my god.
bro.
They even compared her to Lauryn Hill, and when Lauryn Hill was, yeah.
What's got to do with Lauren?
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
All Lauryn Hill does is come late to her shows and Crown Stage.
And she's petty. If anybody uses her, she came after Drake.
For what? Oh, the samples?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny about that? She'd be suing over samples. She's still getting sued over her album, but like, let's not get into that.
Oh, because I put that out there.
I love you, Lauren. I'm not gonna say anything bad about you. You tried to raise a generation of women. You just left us. And
Yo,
now we
I'm
have
telling
this.
y'all, when the Knicks draft Zion, they need to play Lauren's track. Now the joy.
I can't find it.
They need to, son.
Yo, you
They gotta
on one
do it.
today, bro.
They gotta do it.
You on
They gotta
one
do
today.
it. Y'all got anything else to say about Cardi?
Cardi.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah,
And Offset seem like they're good.
Yeah, nah, they straight.
She shouldn't have doubled down. She should shut her mouth.
Yeah. But I get it. She's attacked all the time, so but it's just like, pick and choose your battles, Cardi.
Yeah.
She's still learning how to deal with this fame.
Yeah. It can be easy. I feel like if I was a celebrity, there's going to be some things that I put out into the world and turn comments off on. Like if I was Diddy, anytime I talk about Kim, I'm turning off the comments.
Bruh.
Because
Like,
you
I don't need your opinion
the
on
petty
this.
brigade is like
They-
descending
they-
into the.
they
I'm like,
came for
why are
him.
your comments on? I would have been like, click that shit to yourself.
They came for him. Like, oh, she should have been wifey, but you ain't married. I was like, oh, did he?
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
And he was just like, I didn't know. I was young. I was in love, but I didn't know.
You say you right, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Like, but I keep doing it over and over again. Like, he knows. He's aware. He got it.
Now he got to mourn with that.
Yeah.
He still got 2 kids.
But also, did he, real talk, stop commenting too.
Like,
Real talk. No. Let's be real. I'm being respectful.
The stage is yours. Go
Like,
ahead.
no. Because all right, cool. The first time when it happened, all right, you're showing everybody, the hurt that you're going through. The second time, all right, cool. So the third time, though, to be real, you didn't learn from Biggie. Like, just stop commenting, because you know what? Now, especially now, everybody got Twitter fingers. Everybody's gonna come to you, and it's gonna be a big spectacle.
And the most random stupid nigga that ain't got nobody to listen to outside of his real world gonna come and you're gonna say something to him.
Right. If you want, do an interview. Remember that? People used to do interviews. People used to do interviews and be like, this is how I feel about the subject. This is what it is going forward.
Doesn't have the same reach.
Everybody, you know what? Whatever. Nah, man, it does. It does. Because, like, I get where you're coming from, because they're quick to take your comments and take it out of context and use it for something else. But if I do an interview, now you know. Now you know. If I do a press conference, now you know. It's like that Dove shit. If Dove had done a press conference and an interview, I wouldn't be against it. But fuck those niggas. Anyway.
Unilever ass bitch.
Shout out to Diddy, though. His kids are living their best lives. King Combs dropped his album recently. And his 3 daughters, I think they're trying to go into music too. They were performing at Diana Ross's birthday party.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They were her backup dancers. I was just like, God damn, that's a look.
Did he
like,
showed out? Did he showed out for Miss Ross's birthday?
Yeah, shout out to Diana, by the way. She is, listen, Diana Ross is like, I am performing all of my own songs. Okay, you're not gonna be singing in this room to me. Okay, fuck y'all.
It's like I do this shit.
If you invited me for a tribute, I'm gonna be singing about me to me. Okay. Fuck you think this
When
is?
I played this DVD back at me.
Were you the one that told me about when she was sitting in jail?
Yes.
Yes. That shit still blows my mind.
She
I'll be out in a minute.
now has a recording that sings back to her. It's her singing to her.
Could you imagine being her kids? Just like there's some shit you just gotta let go. It's like, I mean, like you can't be like us, mom. It's like, nah.
To
that's
be
Diana
fair,
Ross.
Tracy out here like, that's my mama. Recognized.
First of all, Tracy Ellis Ross, your workout videos are an inspiration. Okay, I want to keep you out here inspiring the next generation to
trap
take their
situation.
health seriously. Okay,
She is a thirst trap for the well-established.
You
gentleman.
realize that too?
Yes. She's a
Every
thirst
time
trap
I
for the-
play her videos, I end up in the desert. You remember?
Yo, every time so I have two media personalities from the Bronx who I'm fans of. I'm not gonna say their names, but y'all can figure it out. But every time they interact with Tracy Ellis Ross, the energy one of them has with her, I'm like, I understand.
Oh, yeah, nah.
I feel that. I understand. Shit. Shoot,
Shoot your
goddamn.
shot. Was it a contact bar? Every time you bite into, you end up on top of the mountain or whatever. Every time I look at her page, I'm in the desert. I try to come prepared. I try to bring a jug of water.
Beyonce told you take it to the moon and the stars. A man's trying to go there.
She also told me that if I did things right, I could be taking a Red Lobster.
First of all, I would never want to let them biscuits are salty. Okay,
It's not about the biscuits. It's about the crab legs. Shout out to the people. Anyway.
take me to Nobu. Shit.
I think I got some.
So you trying to get bad bitched?
Yeah, hell fucking yeah. God
I'm
damn
cool.
it.
I'm alright.
Nah, I need that bill to come and not even need to reach. You got this?
Oh, like Winston did.
yeah,
Peter.
son.
Yeah.
Son.
It's like when mama's got the sugar. You let her handle it.
I would have been like, this is my first starring role. I don't know what you're even looking in my direction for right now. You guys.
Like, I'm just cute. You famous.
You're the real talent
For
here.
real shit.
Can I also get these noodles?
Oh, I'm dead. Yo, our final entertainment story I touch on is a rapper. His name is Lil Nas X. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I didn't know who this kid was before Saturday. I learned who he was on Saturday and why he was relevant on Saturday. He has a country trap rap song whose name escapes the fuck out of me right now. I'll look it up.
Country Road.
Old Country Road. If you listen to it, you'll understand why I just said the words country trap rap in a sentence. He's rapping about his goddamn horse. Anyway, it got popular on the social media app TikTok. Mm-hmm. Then people started listening to it for real. And then it got number 19 on the country charts before Billboard removed it from the chart, saying it doesn't have enough traditional country elements. And this is where Black Twitter flourishes. Black Twitter said, first of all, I don't even know who this nigga is. But since you gonna do this, let's do this. And started pointing out a bunch of records, including multiple Taylor Swift songs, who's the America's sweetheart of country, that don't sound a goddamn thing like any country record you ever heard of. You couldn't distinguish that shit from a Britney Spears record, but it's on the country charts. And then it became apparent, oh, it's not because this doesn't have the elements of country musically. It's because they don't have the elements, the melanin of country. I get it now. Okay, it doesn't lack the melanin. I see what you did there. And it's interesting to note, there's only been 4 people in the history of country music, as currently defined, that have been black and had a number 1 hits, that have been black. 4. Right? And by removing Lil Nas X, they just took away 25% of that list. Wow. If you want to think about it that way. Because there's only been 4. So you took off Lil Nas X from the list. Nah, it's 25% reduction in the number of people.
Is one of them Nelly?
Nah.
I'm just saying he did that shit with Florida Georgia Line.
No, I get you. But there's this guy on Twitter who did this really long thread because he was a Nashville A&R. And he was talking about how country music really became, it's just basically a white safe space. And like it started to define itself as such when Ray Charles in the 60s started taking what was traditional white country music, doing what Ray Charles does, and that shit blowing the fuck up.
Remix the fuck out of it.
Yeah. And then they're like, I don't want this shit on my radio.
Yeah.
Like, it's a country song, but he black. Fuck that. And it makes me wonder about how when genres were first created, rhythm and blues, the actual term, was created because they didn't want to just call it black music, right? But now we have a situation where there's country artists who are making what is traditional country music, and they're not getting played on country radio. I'm not even talking about Lil Nas X. I'm talking about white people making country music and not getting played on country radio. Anyone want to know why? No, anyone want to know why they not get played?
Why is that?
They're not Republicans. So country radio stations have blocked them out. So what's happened is now they're part of a new genre called Americana, which is indistinguishable from country. The only difference is if you're Americana, I know where your politics are, and that is not Republican.
Wow. So you can't even fully tap into the fucking revenue stream.
Nope, you're on the outside.
Politics.
Americana doesn't get played on country radio. Americana gets played on soft rock stations.
How white people just white people, white people?
They're white people. That's the answer. They're white people.
That's that fuckery.
So it's super interesting how people love when a white artist crosses over into some black shit, but when that energy goes back the other way, whoa there, buddy.
Stay on your side of the fence.
It's only supposed to be one direction there.
Think about it this way. People pointed out the rapper Juice WRLD just dropped his new album, 60K. Juice WRLD is about as much as a rapper as I am president of Botswana, right? Like, he makes really emo pop rock sounding records, right? Which is perfectly fine. Why is Juice WRLD not on rock radio?
Ooh,
because it's not that his music is rock. His biggest hit is an interpolation of a Sting song, one of the white rock gods. He's singing the entire song, and it's the pure melody of it. Why is he not on rock radio?
Because he's either black or Democratic?
He's black.
Oh, there you go.
That's literally it. Or think about Beyonce's last album. She had one of the most country-ass songs on that album.
Right.
She even performed it on the CMT Awards. Right. You could hear the country. Why is it not on country radio?
Because he's black.
Because it's black and her politics.
Yep. Too powerful.
So I find it interesting that this genre bending is only allowed if you're a white artist. If you're a white artist, you can genre bend, you can cross over. But if you're black, you are never escaping that rhythm and blues or hip hop box. Lil Wayne made a rock album and got nominated for a hip hop award.
Right. 100% on that.
Right? They're like, oh, you trying to grow? Yeah, black people invented rock, which was a deviation from blues and the electric guitar, but you niggas gonna stay over there.
Bitches.
I couldn't believe that shit. I'm listening to this record, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this kid is. Yeah. I know what the fuck this is. This ain't a Hot 97 material. Like, what is this shit? Like, I'm like, if y'all, and just for anyone wondering, like, oh, because it's too much hip hop, there is something called outlaw and bro country. If you ever listen to that shit, it's white dudes rapping about country shit. So if they can get love on the country music station, then this kid rapping about his fucking horse, what are we talking about? Like, what the fuck are we talking about right now? Like the only differentiation is the melanin.
You use too much logic, brother. Don't expect a real answer.
That shit had me tight.
We are the agents.
Side note, too much. I did learn something about that Juice WRLD song with Sting.
Yeah.
That kid's getting no money off that.
He's getting 10%.
10% now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sting said that shit's going to send his grandkids through college because he owns the publishing and the masters to that song.
He didn't clear it first. That was his problem.
Yeah. So he just gave somebody else a whole bunch of fucking money and made himself famous.
He said he doesn't care about that. But I'm like, you will.
You will.
You will in a few years unless you get like a billion other big hits. If you do, good job.
Yeah.
But if you do not, you're gonna be tight.
Moving forward, do better business.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not like Sting don't clear samples either.
Yeah,
Like-
you just didn't do your due diligence,
I'll be mad at my label about that shit.
son. Motherfuckers thought they were just gonna be able to run off on a plug with that shit.
Did you hear about that? That's one of the reason De La Soul
Yes.
has war with Tommy
Boy.
Boy. So back in the day, hip hoppers just didn't clear samples; they just dropped that shit, do something. Until the court said, "Yeah, we will. We'll take all your money." Then they're like, "Whoa, all right, let's relax. Let's figure this out." Tommy Boy never did the proper clearances for a classic De La Soul album, so if they were to release it for streaming platforms, De La Soul would basically get nothing.
And they had lost their catalog.
So Tommy Boy don't give a shit because it's like, oh, you're not getting paid, but we're getting paid. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So De La Soul is like, I've been telling people don't play this shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, don't play this shit because we're not going to make money off of this. And it's ridiculous that you're not going to clear this album after what, 20 years? Are you fucking serious? Like, that's so lazy. There's an entire department that does this every fucking day. Like,
And listen, depending on where you're getting your samples from, some people just won't clear shit just because of the genre you're trying to put it in.
That too.
100
That too,
billion
yeah.
percent. Shout out to George Clinton of Parliament Funkadelic. He was one of the first artists to, after they passed the rules about clearing samples, he was just like, hell yeah, I will go clear the shit out of these. Because he was like, he talked about how people try to crush what he was doing when he was getting on, and now he's inspired a generation of kids, and they want to sample away, motherfucker. Like, they didn't pay me the first time.
That's a fact.
Don't pay me now.
Do what you gotta do, young.
Wow.
Oh, bad. Let's take a moment to talk about the Chicago Police Department.
Fuck them. Besides Carl Winslow, fuck them.
Facts. Carl was the only good one.
Facts.
I mean.
Nah, his boss was a piece of shit too.
Yeah. His boss first was. And remember, Eddie got racially profiled. We're not gonna get into that. But anyway,
He's letting y'all know.
so Jussie beat the case. In case y'all didn't know, I don't know how y'all didn't know. The
Shout out
world
to his
knows
legal
that.
team.
Facts. And now Chicago PD seems very concerned with justice. I'm going to quote what Jamel Hill said. People said Jussie owes Chicago an apology for all the resources wasted on this case. And Jamel's like, they made this a public case when they decided to dedicate more than the normal amount of staff to solving this, and then made a nationwide press run on it. Y'all forget that the Chicago police chief was on Good Morning America and all these other outlets answering. That ain't got nothing to do with this case. You chose to do that. And then you got embarrassed because you felt like you looked like a fool. And now that your prosecutor, who, by the way, if y'all know anything about criminal justice reform, the Cook County DA's office and Chicago PD are two of the trashiest institutions in America. Like, awful. Like, seriously awful. Their full-time job is to lock Negroes up forever. Okay? So if Cook County DA looked at this case and dismissed this outright, that means y'all ain't had shit. Point blank, period. Y'all ain't had shit. Y'all had a lot of circumstantial evidence, and Cook County's like, I'm not dealing with this shit. This motherfucker got real lawyers.
Right.
This ain't like some rando, like for Southside that we trying to like throw away forever. He got real lawyers. Like,
And he could fight this case, and we ain't got enough to fight back.
Right.
so we throwing this out. And because of that, Chicago PD is being on this mission where they sent him a check for $130,000 for all the time and resources spent. And there are lawmakers talking about pulling funding from any production that hires him. I'm like, if I was Jussie, first of all, I'm not doing public appearances. But if I was his publicist, I'd have laughed. Any comment on this 130 request? Yes, talk to the lawyers.
And I'd sue your ass for defamation.
I wish you would say some shit.
Facts. We got real lawyers here.
How you trying to fuck up my future money just past this situation? When y'all couldn't gather yourselves up. First of all, from the top, fuck Rahm Emanuel.
Woo! Hell yeah, fuck that nigga. Okay,
He gonna come
the
out there, Laquan McDonald. Y'all motherfuckers tried to cover this kid's murder
because of an election.
Bitch ass nigga. I said it. I said it. My whole chest. My whole chest.
So
Listen.
starting from the top. Fuck you, Rahm Emanuel.
Even though the Chicago police chief is black, fuck him too.
Yeah, fuck him too.
Because he's part of that unaccountability stuff. He loves to protect some crooked cops. And he only has these comments when it's something that he thinks makes him look good. He's strangely silent when his officers are committing wild infractions, selling drugs, murdering people, falsely arresting. No comment.
Listen, bro.
But let one Negro try to do some fuckery. I can't believe this. He used the blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not interested in what
You've been
say.
beating the own system that you're supposed to be protecting for how long, bro?
Ugh, I can't
All
believe
your
this
skin folk ain't your kinfolk, bro.
Son.
You getting left, bro.
Son.
You getting left.
Yeah.
Son.
We don't forget either.
Son. Candace O's ass. Anyway. I just wanted to say a quick fuck you to Chicago PD. Jesse, I still think you
fucked up.
You ain't shit for the shit.
Like,
you
you're still thinking. I forgot it.
But good on you for beating the system.
You
Facts.
OJ 2.0.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
You worked the fuck out that legal system. Like, listen, for the same way the motherfuckers rooted for OJ, it ain't the fact of what the fuck you did, it's the fact that you got over.
Yep.
We needed that win just for morality. We're going to lose a whole bunch of times after this.
No.
To all
They're gonna
people
double
of
down
European ancestry that are really upset by this case, I want you to think of how many cops killed people on tape that were unarmed, not resisting arrest or committing a crime, and then went home. Before you say something stupid to me.
Oh, but they were drug dealers beforehand. He had a record even though he was selling CDs.
Listen, bro, I just seen some shit.
Walking through the hood.
It wasn't in Chicago. I'm not sure what police district or city it was in. Motherfucker was in his car asleep.
It was in California.
In his car
Shot
asleep.
the rapper. Yeah, he's a rapper. Shot him to death asleep in his car.
Yeah.
Because he was reaching for the damn door handle and the lock. Aired him out. You can't even be asleep in your car, bro.
Remember that video years ago when the guy was in the gas station, a cop pulled up on him, told him show some ID, he went to get it and the guy shot him?
Yep.
Yeah.
How about this? Remember that guy that got shot in broad daylight on the floor with his hands up? The guy that shot him got acquitted.
Yeah, I just saw that too. So
if
you gonna
you-
let Jussie rock.
Facts.
We gonna take this win and we gonna walk the fuck off into the
We're gonna
sunset
show this
with
off.
that
We're
one.
gonna show
And
this
you know what's
off.
the worst part? They're going to make him twice as mad. When Jesse come back with his TV One show, you're going to be tight. We're going to watch just to be spiteful. Like, this shit's terrible. But I'm going to pull the ratings up so Fox News talk about it.
Word. Every TV needs to be on. Every TV, tablet, phone.
Oh, man.
And
It's TV One
and
show, an eccentric reality show.
And I'll be damned. You say anything else about that man after you got this buffoon running the fucking country and his people running amok.
I don't want to talk about that